Good morning. We're looking at Year 9 Summer Revision paper. As promised, right before the school close, I say I will kick off with a few videos so that you can ease into the summer revision easily. And so we're going to get started with the first chapter called Kinetic Particle Theory, and this is only 6 marks. So it would be a very easy start. So let's dive in, okay? Speaking of which, how is your summer so far? Okay, so what we have here is our 6 marks question. And they mentioned that there are three types of metals: solid, liquid, and gas. And they want you to complete the diagram to show how particles are arranged in the liquid state. So drawn for you solid, drawn for you gas. So you need to find the in between. Okay, so for liquid, you do need to know that the liquids are close together, but they are going to be more irregularly arranged compared to solid. That means they are not so neat. So you still need to make sure that the particles of solid are close together. They're still touching. Okay, you can see touching each other, but they are not as neat as solid. Okay, so you need to look out for the irregular arrangement. Now for solid, you see they have drawn for you 3 rows. So the minimum number of rows that you need to draw is actually 2. If you draw just 1 row, it's really hard for us to determine whether that's liquid or not. So minimally 2 rows in order to get your 1 mark here. Now, over here, I'm going to ask you to focus a little bit. These are wrong examples. Why is that so? Because while the liquid particles are close together, they are not exactly touching. Okay, so here it will be a big no-no. So you need to make sure that the particles are touching, but disorderly arranged or irregularly arranged. At this point of time, I also want to highlight that this irregular word here, I'm just going to use another color, is a keyword that we use to describe the arrangement of liquid. Okay, so sometimes this question can be a drawing question, sometimes it can be a descriptive question. All right, least amount of energy is solid. Solid only vibrates. Okay, for liquid, we use the word slide across each other, and then for gas, well, it's rapid and random movements. Okay, because of the high energy in gases, right? Moving on to the next one, so change of state. So you do need to know that there are 3 solid, liquid, gas, and each arrow represent a potential change in state. Okay, so the one that we are looking at is liquid to gas. So this would be here. So it would be, imagine an ice cube that's solid state and it turned to liquid that's melting. The one that most students would eventually learn to appreciate is solid to gas, that's sublimation. But what are some common examples of sublimation? That would be our dry ice. Okay, so we start off with solid carbon dioxide and it becomes a gaseous state. What else? We also have mothballs. Okay, in terms of chemical, in terms of practical wise, we have ammonium chloride, which give us a white fume at the end of the day. And we also have iodine. So you start off with like solid iodine that is grayish, grayish in color. But if you heat it, it will turn into a vapor. So that will be purple iodine vapor. Okay, so that's sublimation, turning directly from a solid to gaseous state. All right, next one, the final question here is why hot water evaporate more quickly than cold water? Most students are able to score the first mark. Basically, it says that hot water have more kinetic energy. So by increasing the temperature, we also increase the speed, the movement of the particles in the hot water. So then how is this increase in kinetic energy linked to evaporation? So you need to explain the why. Okay, so every time you see the word explain, you need to answer the why behind it. Okay, so when particles have more energy, they will have um, more energy to overcome the forces between the molecules. Okay, so for example, if we have water molecule, okay, and if they each have more energy, they will be able to overcome the forces, and these forces are referring to this. Okay,